Rahman Rahim. So we have gone through the definition of ilm al-Mantiq. We've also covered the founder of ilm al-Mantiq. Who is the founder of logic? Aristotle. Aristotle is the founder of the science of logic, and Aristotle has, of course, laid down the basis for this particular ilm. And from Aristotle, ilm al-Mantiq expanded more and more and more and more. Right? Point number three, as we said, there are 8 points that we are covering as far as the introduction is concerned. They were 8, weren't they? 8 points that we are covering in the introduction. Number 3 is, what are the main constituents of this science? What are the primary issues that this science deals with? For every ilm, there are qadaya, there are propositions, there are issues that particular science, that particular ilm deals with. And ilm al-Mantiq is no exemption. So, when you look at the primary issues, the primary concepts of that particular ilm, that's what is going to make it so unique. And that's why it says the principles of a particular science is referring to the concepts, the propositions that the students, that the researcher relies on in studying that particular ilm. Those things could either be primary, fundamental, obvious, clear, what we call badihi, self-evidence, or they could be explained in another ilm. So, in maths, which is all about equation, some things could be straightforward self-evident, like 1 + 1 = 2, or it could be something that has already been explained in another science that this particular science, this particular ilm deals with, right? So that means that what you are studying is either self-evident or badihi in itself, or has already been explained in another science, established in another science that you are now using. For maths, you know that 1 + 1 = 1, that's the obvious one. And you know that 2 lines in a triangle equal 1. Is that how it is? What is it?
What?
2 corners equal 1.
Yeah. No.
Two arms equals 1.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Why are they laughing over here?
They don't understand your exact language. They don't understand musallasat.
2 triangles equals 1.
Did I say 2 triangles equals 1? Is that what I said?
No,
You said, I think the first time you said 1 + 1 is 1.
No, this and this equals this.
Huh? Yeah.
Oh, no, angle sum.
Is that right?
No.
All right.
No.
This and this equals this. Is that right?
No.
What?
Yes, it does equal
Oh,
that.
you mean A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
That and that does equal that.
Thank you.
It's just angles.
So, isn't Isn't that corner and that corner equals that corner?
And the other side, yeah.
No, because and that's not even a right angle triangle. Yes.
Exactly the side.
Both sides
That
of
corner and that corner doesn't equal that corner?
Yeah, in an
No,
isosceles triangle, yes.
What?
In an isosceles triangle, yes.
What's that mean?
isosceles means two sides are the same.
Okay. Alright.
It's just that the angle is 45, but that's 45.
Okay, so you all know what I mean. That which ilm deals with that? Geometry, right?
Yes.
Okay, so geometry established that, and now it's come and being used in mathematics, مثلا, for example, right? So it is either bayyinah or mubayyana. It's either something that is self-explanatory, right? Or it has already been explained in another ilm and you're using it here. So that is what we mean by propositions and concepts being the fundamental principles of a particular ilm. And that is with any ilm that we have. What about ilmul mantiq? What about logic? Right? Abbas, start reading.
The principles of logic refer to the propositions and concepts that the researcher relies on in studying science. An important condition here is that these principles are either self-evident, badihi, or explained in a previous science. The principles of the science of logic are the self-evident and instinctive propositions that no two people disagree upon in its validity. An example of this is the impossibility of the uniting or removal of two contradictory things.
Okay, what does that mean? We say always, this is always going to be repeated as well. Al-naqidan la yajtami'an wa la yartafi'an, which means two contradictory things cannot become one, or nor can they both be non-one, yani taken away. You have black and you have white. Black and white can never become one. You can't say this from this angle is black and it is white at the same time. Yes, you can say that this is grey. You can say it is half black, half white, but you can't say this in itself is black and is white at the same time, right? That's what it means by al-naqidan la yajtami'an, right? Two contradictory things cannot combine, cannot unite, cannot become one. وَلَا يَرْتَفِعَانِ, nor can they both be removed, in that this is neither this or nor that. Yes, if that is the case, then it's red, but then that means that these two contradictories are not going to be there anymore. Right? So that is something that no two people are going to dispute or disagree upon. Right? Hot and cold. Can you have something ham hot, ham cold at the same time? Huh? You can't. It's either hot or it's either cold or it's either warm. What's that freezing thing that's really hot as well that burns you? Is that what you were going to say? What were you going to say?
Yeah.
Huh?
Because I'm cold at the same time.
What's it called? Liquid nitrogen.
It's so cold.
Yeah, its base temperature is like negative like 200 or something.
Yeah. So is that hot as well? Is it hot?
That's not hot.
Is it like
It freezes your skin so bad that it burns. That's why.
yeah? So it's not hot. We need to go back to geometry and science. I asked Batul, what's the capital of America? She said United States.
Which doesn't matter.
Huh?
You're wasting the right, you know?
Isn't it just Washington DC?
What?
Washington DC.
It's New York.
It's Washington.
Are
you serious? Look it up.
They changed it. That reference.
They can't.
Let's carry on, Abbas. Why, Yusuf? Why are you googling
I was
for?
Googling it.
Abbas, carry on, please.
An example of this is the impossibility of the uniting or removal of two contradictory things, or self-evident propositions, where one would believe once they can conceptualize it or think about it, such as two equal sides are equal to the other.
Okay, so what does badihi mean? Ahem. What does badihi mean? What's wrong? What does badihi mean? Badihi means self-evident, means obvious, means that once this is presented to you, it's not going to waste a lot of your brain cells for you to be able to conclude with and understand. The example here is two equal sides are equal to the other. Like is that a good example or?
Yeah, that's a good example.
It is.
It is.
Yeah,
Because the base angles are equal to each other.
All right,
Best example.
So,
thank you. Thank you. We're lucky we have Yusuf with us today. Okay. Therefore, carry on.
the science of logic does not depend in its principles on the science prior to it.
Okay, what does this mean? This means that with ilm al-Mantiq, it's not relying on a previous ilm that you need to refer to in order for you to understand logic. Or else that's going to be redundant, isn't it? It's going to be, you're going to enter into a cycle. You need to study this to study logic. You need to study logic, but you need to study logic to study this. But you need to study this to study logic. Come on. Logic, what did we call logic? We called it al-Ulum. Because logic is al-Ulum, what does al-Ulum mean, Ya Yusuf?
I'm not too sure.
What's mean? Mother.
My Arabic is not good.
The Arabic is very bad if you don't know what means. Mother.
It says Maman, isn't it?
What?
It says Maman.
Maman.
Yeah, Maman.
Irani. Stop doing that. al-Ulum, the mother of sciences, because all ulum refer back to ilm al-Mantiq. Foundation for the subject matter of ilm al-Mantiq. What is the subject matter of logic? That is, of course, clear in what we mean by subject matter. Carry on.
This is what is studied in the areas of this science. Every science studies specific laws relevant to it, which is called the essential accidents. Awarif dhati.
Awarif dhatiya. The awarif dhatiya means the essential areas, the essential topics that are relevant to this particular science. What makes one ilm different to another ilm? The subject matter. The subject matter of, for example, maths is equations, numbers. The subject matter of medicine is body, autonomy, thank you, anatomy. Anatomy or autonomy?
Autonomy is for medicine, and then
Autonomous.
the other one is for chemistry.
the subject matter for geography is land, right? So each ilm has a subject matter. What's the subject matter of fiqh? What's the subject matter of fiqh? Taklif, the duty that you are facing, mathalan, for example, right? So each science has its own subject matter. That is, the subject matter is the essential accidents, the awarid, the essential areas in which that topic, which the ilm is dealing with. That's why, carry on.
This is why it is said that sciences are different to one another based on their subject matter.
Based on their subject matter, right? That's a very important point.
The subject matter of logic is the opinions and mu'arif and the evidence they need.
Okay, so Minion. Now, I've already warned you before that with logic, it's not no walk in the park. With logic, you're learning a lot of technical terms. You're also building something that, of course, needs efforts. So you do need to expand in this area. I've got a few helping texts that would assist you to understand this field better in English, of course. If you're interested, I'll send them to you and you can read them in your spare time. But you need to put efforts. Not like some of you who you put your book here in the corner and you don't see it until the next week, or you put your book in the car and you don't see it until the next week. You're not going to get anything out of this subject if you don't put some effort. I'm not saying spend 10 hours a week, 2-3 hours a week would be enough for you, so that when you study this, you don't need to study it again. That's it. It's once, and then you continue on with the other ulum. And as we've mentioned before, a lot of what we will be studying, inshallah, next year, because this will probably take until the end of the year, a lot of what we will be studying next year, like philosophy, like usul al-Fiqh, are all dependent on this. Later on, like irfan, are all dependent on this. So, we have what we call al-Ta'rif. Ta'rif, sorry, that's one dot. We also have what we call al-Dalil. What does al-Ta'rif mean? Ta'rif means definition. Definition. Dalil means arguments, evidence. Dalil means evidence. Logic is made up of these two parts. Now, in order for me to present an argument, I need to make sure that the words that I am using are correctly used. The terms that I am using are correct. That's why ta'rif, definition, is so important. I need to know that this particular word that I'm using, is it a word that has multiple meanings? Is it a word that has a metaphoric meaning? Right? I sat in the bank, مثلا, I sat in the bank. I need to know what is the definition of bank. Do I mean bank as in money bank, or do I mean bank as in river bank? Which one am I using here? Right? So ta'rif is very, very important. That's the first part of logic. Second part of logic is dalil. The argument that you are presenting, what is the format of the argument that you are presenting? Is it a demonstrative argument? Is it a rhetoric argument? Is it a fallacious argument that is going to be based on what we call a fallacy, right? So that's why here it says that the subject matter of al-Mantiq is looking at the ta'rif and the dalil, looking at the mu'arrif and the dalil. Don't worry if you still don't really grasp onto this, because we're going to, of course, later on expand on these one after the other. Carry on.
The definitions is what the conceptual knowledge is acquired by al-Tasawwuri, and the evidence is what is acquired through Asan.
Tasdeeq. Later on, inshallah, we will study what tasawwur means, what tasdeeq means. But very, very quickly, I tell you it's raining outside. What starts to happen in your brain, if you have one? That's what they say at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
What starts to happen in your mind? You start to conceptualize clouds coming together, dark sky, raindrops falling from the sky, and we are in the month of July. Sorry, yeah. So, right? That's what you're doing, you're conceptualizing. This is called tasawwur. Tasawwur. I miss my old rap days, that's why. Tasawwur. When you go outside and you see that it is raining, that is called tasdeeq. That is called tasdeeq. So we have tasawwur and we have tasdeeq, right? Conceptualizing and making judgments or assents. That's what they call it in logic. Carry on.
He studies the law of this discipline.
Yani logic studies the law of this discipline.
The following points must be given to explain the subject matter of work.
Okay, we will take that in our next lesson. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.